Well, this guitar is almost ready to play. I've already done a lot of preliminary work, such as remove the neck, reset the angle. I did some cosmetic work. I had a mishap or two along the way. If you missed part 1 and 2, I'll leave the links down in the description. Now all that's left to do is get it all put back together, string it up. Then I'm going to go ahead and decide on which pickup to install and get it all wired up today. Stay tuned till the end and hear how it sounds. Here we go. Now it's time to mount this tailpiece. These tuners could use a little polishing. Okay, with a set of strings on here and tuned up to pitch, I can see that the neck angle is good. I can go ahead and glue the neck on. Now the hard decisions need to be made. I've got 2 pickup choices that I've decided on. I've narrowed it down to this P90 and a gold foil. They both look good on the guitar. I've got a location where the knobs will be placed. I'm kind of leaning towards the P90. Let's get her installed. Here I'm just going to mark off where this pickup is going to get installed. I want to establish a center first. Now I'm measuring the pickup, determining the location and the size of the cutout. I'm going to remove all this material. There are 2 braces that run horizontally through this guitar. I have to be mindful of the location of those. They're right about in this area here. But what I'm going to start off doing, I'm going to drill 4 holes right in the corners. Once I get these holes drilled, I'm going to connect them using my Dremel and a cutoff wheel. I start off with this smaller Dremel, thinking it might be powerful enough to do it. But no dice, I had to break out the bigger one. These screws right here are running into this brace, both these braces. So I'm going to notch right in the center of this brace, a little opening for these screws so this can sit down inside here. And now it fits in there pretty good. I'm just cleaning out these holes with a reamer before I get started on the wiring. Okay, here's my little setup. Here's my volume pot and my tone pot. My jack is over here, and I'm going to go with a 0.0. These are 500K, and I'm going with a 0.022 capacitor. So I'm going to first start off by tinning my terminals here. I'm going to put a little heat shrink on this leg here of this capacitor because I don't want that shorting out anywhere. Just want to tin the back of this pot first. Now in the volume pot, this is my input, here's my output, here's my ground. I want to attach my ground. So I want to go from the in to the out of the tone with a wire. Okay, this middle lug here is going to go out to the jack. The jack, I kind of guesstimated how much space, so I'm just going to give myself a little extra. Okay, so there's all my hot lines. Now I just need to connect the grounds. The ground from volume pot, pretty much everywhere. Ground, ground, ground. I need to run another ground out for the jack. And then my pickup connects to this volume here. And then I connect that off to a ground as well. Actually, what I'll do is I'll connect these two together. That's pretty much the harness right there. Here I'm running string from each component location to the starting point, which is the pickup cavity. I'm using shrink wrap tubing as a little handle to feed up through the guitar so I have something to tie the string off to. Now I need to attach this ground that comes from the tailpiece. I'm just going to attach it to the back of this volume pot. Okay, try to explain what I have going on here. It's like a big mess, but it's not too bad. So here's my volume pot, my tone pot. My volume, I've got a piece of shrink wrap, a piece of string tied into the volume hole. The tone connected with a string to that hole. And then I've got another string that goes to my jack, which is right here. And I've got this black, this is my ground wire that goes out to my bridge. Got a hole here for the tailpiece to ground that. So now I just need to put everything inside the guitar carefully. Let's start with the jack. It's going to be a little tight because that shrink wrap is right on the thread. I might have to open up that thread. Let me see if I can get the volume and tone. Okay, there's the tone. Just going to put this on there temporarily because I got the screw behind me 3 feet away and I don't want that to drop in. Okay, now the jack. Oh, fucked on the jack. Okay, the jack I got using this wire. It's going through the jack, through the hole. And I'm just going to try to feed this right into that hole. Okay, now the ground wire. That's about long enough. Okay, got everything wired up. It all works. My cord sucks, but let me go ahead and string this up. I don't have the knobs yet. I'll get the knobs on there in a minute, and then we'll give this thing a listen. Almost forgot about the pick guard. I'm going to just line this up by eye here and do my darndest to cut around this. It's a little tricky, but I think what I'm going to do, if I can, kind of employing a little bit of guesswork here. Not really guesswork, but I don't know what you call it. It's not precision, but I want to be precise. I want to cut this carefully. I don't want to use my Dremel because we all know what happens when this stuff burns. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out by hand and then see how it fits. Don't want to crack this. Yeah, that's better. This one was here. I think I might leave the felt out. Just used a little rubber risers. There, fits pretty good actually. Not too bad. Almost there. Almost there. One last step. Well, the final step was stringing her all up, but I spared the expense of having to watch me do that again. So I ended up having to make a shim for this pickup. It was sitting a little bit low, so I whipped one off on my 3D printer and installed that, and that brought it up to a nice height. And all in all, I think this guitar came out pretty nice. Pretty happy with the results. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, give it a like. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe and notifications buttons. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.